Hello guys, Fro here. Welcome to the channel Tech with Fro. It's a very exciting day. We just had some really good invitation today for this OpenAI Codex model. So for the last couple of months, I did apply to get into the waitlist for OpenAI Codex in particular. And so today we got that invitation approved. And what I'm going to do today, because this is just fresh up off the press, I'm super excited. We're going to go in, we're going to look at this powerful model that is created by OpenAI and made available for use by developers around the world. And we're going to see what it's capable of. Just a quick demonstration. So if you've never heard about it, you're going to see the interface, you're going to see what it works. We're going to talk about what it can do and some commentaries about what potential shortcomings could be. So guys, this is a very exciting update for us here on the channel. Now, if you don't know what the OpenAI Codex model is basically Codex is for coding. If you can think about it, it's a model, an AI system that translates natural language to code. So you can basically talk in natural language, and this model is going to translate it to code. Now, just a little bit of a background. This model was built on looking at the code in GitHub. So they basically took all the code in GitHub. We know Microsoft owns GitHub. OpenAI collaborated with GitHub, looked at all the codes that developers have written, and they trained the model on it. So what this model would do is you can write in text, describe what you want, and it translates that to code for you. Now, this is exciting. And as I always say, it's also scary, right? Think about what it means for people who write code today. Does this mean your job could be on the line? This is why this is such an interesting concept to talk about. Now, if you go down in here on this page, and I recommend just check out this page here, OpenAI Codex. You can basically write code or describe something. Let's highlight this. You can basically write your code or say this in natural language, NLP, and it's going to write the code for you here on the left side, and the results will show up here on the right side. So very interesting. Let's play this. Very interesting. But instead of showing this and reading this article, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the actual product and see what it is, because we have access now. We can do a demonstration of it. So they do give some examples here that you can follow, where you can describe. You want to create a timer that alerts in 10 seconds. You write this in natural language. So this is natural language here. And it takes this and generates the code for you in any language you want. So we're talking about Python, Scala, R, or any of your favorite language. You write in NLP and it generates that language for you. So extremely powerful. Now, you might have seen in the previous demonstrations that we did this interface that we worked with. So this is the playground interface where you come in, and in this playground you have the different engines. So in here you have the Babbage, which is older. You have the DaVinci Instruct, and now you have the Codex engine. So this is the new engine that has been released. I'm not sure what the Coachman Codex is, but I think the DaVinci Codex is the bigger one that I'm going to be using for the most part. So this engine is now available. You can basically come in, write in natural language here, somewhere here, and it's going to generate that code for us. Now, let's go into the next screen that we're going to actually do the demo. So this is what the playground looks like for us. I'm going to go ahead and move this image here to the right side. And in here, we can basically write anything in natural language, and with any luck, we should see a result here on the screen. So one example that I'm going to do here is, let's say I make a red ball bounce on the screen. That's one of the examples we talked about. All right, so can this write the code to make a red ball bounce on the screen? So let's put a full stop, natural language, and if we press play, on the right side, it's going to generate the code for us. And this is JavaScript. I said a red ball, but it's making a circle. But apparently the circle is moving on the screen and is bouncing. Guys, this is powerful. This is next level stuff. Now imagine as a developer how long it would take to write this code, or to go on Stack Overflow and copy this code, You essentially are getting this snippet, these functions, and people say things like this will replace developers. I'm of the belief that it doesn't necessarily replace developers, but it simply accelerates the work you have to do. Now, imagine, let's go ahead and get this on the screen. Imagine the effort it would take to write all of this code. Your team is spending days on writing all these functions. You can basically describe this in NLP and it writes that function for you. So one other thing that we can do here is we have this bouncing on the screen. You can export this to JS Fiddle, which is basically a sandbox environment. And it's going to wrap that around JavaScript and then run that on the screen. So you can see that code basically running here on the screen. I said it's a circle, but it's a ball, it's close. I'm sure we can fix that. Now let's go back and we can do something even more interesting. So let's clear this and let's do something. Write a function, and this is very common for entry-level developers that calculates the radius of a circle. So let's go ahead and write a function that calculates the radius of a circle. Not too complicated, but let's see what it does. Trivia function, right? Takes that diameter as an input, and it basically divides diameter by 2 to give you the radius. So very, very interesting. Now, let's go ahead and copy one of the examples. I believe there are some other examples here that we can copy. I want something a little bit more interesting here. So explain why the previous function doesn't work. So these are examples which we can follow. I want to pick one that we can use. Create a Stripe customer. What does this? Oh, let's actually try this one. I think this is a good example. So let's copy this, close on the JS Fiddle, and let's paste this in here. So what this is going to do is it's going to create a timer that creates an alert in 10 seconds. Let's make it 5 seconds so we don't have to wait too long. And let's clear this first. We will go ahead and run this. It's created a function, a basic JavaScript function that alerts in 5 seconds. That 5 seconds has passed. Now, you don't see any results here. And the reason is we're going to have to export this to JS Fiddle and run this in this engine. So if you count 1, 2, oh, I guess I counted before I did. So 5 seconds have passed and now we get the alert, right? So think about the snippets of codes, the little functions, the little libraries that your development team would be doing in Java, in Python, in SQL, in Scala. You can use this Codex model to accelerate that development. I've heard debates on both sides. There are people who love it. There are people who would say it's not good and developers will not like it. For me, I basically just demonstrate it, show you guys what it's capable of, and let you do for it what you can. So these are the languages that you can generate in. So SQL. I'm going to spend some time and dive deep into every one of these languages in the future demos. So you can do SQL generation, Rust, Ruby, Java, Bash, or just basically plain text. So extremely, extremely powerful. So excited that the team has given us access to it. I just thought I'll come in live really quick here to do this quick demonstration for us and to just show the power of this. I'm going to do some more in-depth demonstration. And as always, if you have any questions or if you have anything you want me to show about this with access to it, let me know. I can certainly do that. And it's not just code, right? We can also work with images. So show me an image. Let's see what it comes back with. It's a little bit tricky. Well, it shows me the image of Google. Now that's good. So reduce it by 10x. So let's reduce the image by 10x. You see, isn't that magical, right? I just started, show me an image. It randomly picked up an image for us. We reduce it by 10x. It reduced that image by 10x. Make it border red. Let's do green, red, and yellow. And yellow. So let's run that and see. Well, it did a yellow piece, so it's bordered that as yellow, guys. This is what you could do with a tool like this, with the power of Codex in your hand. You're basically writing code with natural language instructions. Now, one of the things that I'm planning to do with this is there is this platform that we're building that is basically, let's annotate this for a little bit here, that allows anyone using physical calendars to access. It's a database of physical calendars from across the world. So every company has a physical calendar. And what we've done is we've aggregated a huge database of those physical calendars. So anybody can come here and search it. So you might want to search for the physical calendar for Microsoft, as an example. Physically.io allows you to do that. So you can search for Microsoft. And with any luck, we should see the physical calendar showing up here. Let's just close this. The physical calendar for Microsoft would show up here on the screen. I think we had to refresh. Let's go ahead and close this. Let's search for, or let's just pick this company, 1-800-Flowers. All right, so you can see the physical calendar here. Now, what I'm planning to do is there are some functions in here that we want to implement, and I'm planning to leverage the GPT Codex model to implement some of those functions, and that will be part of the videos that we make going forward. So check out physically.io if you work with physical calendars in any capacity, or you know anybody who works with physical calendars in sales, in marketing. It's a very important thing that people usually pay attention to. So check it out, share it with somebody. And as always, we're going to do some more demonstrations around the GPT Codex model and go into deeper, more specific capabilities around it. My goal is to show how we can interact with this, not just using the UI as such, but maybe coming in from Python, coming in from a SQL, and going from like Scala, the different languages, and how we can really take this to that next level. So guys, was just really excited, wanted to come in really quick to show this. It's a very powerful model. As always, again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to jump into the comment section below. Let me know. I will see what I can do. Thanks for watching. You've been awesome. I've been through. I'll see you in our next video.